Dead bodies. Dead bodies everywhere.
Except on the tabletop, it seems. I've never seen anybody make dead bodies like these before. They make great objective markers, good for telling a story, bits of terrain as well, and they're easy to make. So follow on to see how I do it. Now, hobby friends, if you haven't heard of the North Star figures for Stargrave and you're into sci-fi, you need to get yourself some. They're cheap, great kits that are high quality with some fantastic options. As you can see here, I've got the crews, scavengers, mercenaries and troopers and automatons I used, I think, total for these bodies. They've got a great selection of things that could be robotic / servitors through to mercenary trooper style things, near future to sci-fi weapons. It's honestly, they're fantastic. And for the price, you get so many bodies. I use these in all of my projects. Now, when you're putting together some dead bodies for yourself, you need to be thinking about how would they be lying. Cut the joints, cut the ankles, the knees, the arms, what have you, and reposition them to make them sprawled out or lying down, collapsed as it were, because you can't readily buy kits like that. And all I'm really doing is just using snips, a razor saw, and some sprue glue to reposition the limbs into the correct kind of orientation. Now, one of the key factors I find in making a convincing body for the tabletop is it needs to lie flat. Flatter than you're ever gonna get it using your traditional just like posing of arms and legs down. So here's how I get them to lie dead flat. I use a series of these sanding boards that I've made using wet dry sanding paper. I start at 50 grit and I've gone all the way up to 2000 grit. These things are really easy to make and I've made a video on how I make them. Seriously though, don't stress too much. Just grab the figure, a few swirls on the 50 grit, and then a couple of swirls working your way up the board. And by the end of it, the back of these figures is basically smooth like it was a virgin plastic. It's really unbelievable how effective these big sanding boards are. Just remember, a nice continuous motion. Now that I have the orientation of the bodies in the right spot, it's time for some damage. A few drilled bullet holes here and there. Got my hobby knife out there and macerated a large hole for like a bolt around or something, etc. Some gashes. Let your brain run wild with all the sort of horrible effects that could happen on the modern battlefield. And then to paint them, it was just simply some Mechanica standard grey and some white, and then some contrast paint.